So this is kind of where we left off. We clicked on this area in this section of our background image. We went to the style area and we went into kind of under background overlay, the background type. We clicked on the color here actually, and we can change that, to any color we want. That's looking pretty good. You can change the opacity here too, so make it a little bit more, a little bit less, maybe somewhere in the middle. 0.32 seems to be pretty good. You can change the blending mode too, which is similar to the effects panel in like Photoshop. So you can go through here and kind of click around and see which one you like the best. I kind of was liking maybe lighten. That sounds good. So push update to save those changes. And yeah, that looks great. So now that we got that looking, the way we want it to, we can always, sorry, I'm getting sucked into this again. We can always add like maybe we want to add a button in underneath here. So we can go back to this area where all of these elements are and grab the button and kind of just click and drag it underneath our text, because that's where I want it. Did that work? Try again. Okay, here we go. It added that in. I had to do it twice for some reason, but we can center our button here. So we can change the text. Learn more. I'm not quite sure what this does. I think it just changes the styling maybe from the default to different sections, different colors here potentially. Different themes, I guess. I'm just going to leave it on the default. And then if we go into style, we can actually change, the typography, color if we want, the text shadow if we want. I don't know if I really want one on there. I mean, you can change it if you want to. This is really subtle. I mean, you can kind of see what I'm doing there. Or we can just go back to default there. But we can change the background color. We can change the text color on the hover or the background color on the hover. I think I'll just keep it, the default, because I want them to be consistent across my site. So if we go back to content, we can actually change where the button link goes to. So when we click on this, maybe we want it to go to our contact page. So it's just filled in with a blank #, but if we start typing in contact, it'll actually pull it up here, luckily. So we could just click on that. It'll put in the link to our contact page, which is nice. And now when we click on this, it'll take us to the contact page. I know that doesn't make a ton of sense for, none of this is all just dummy content. I'm just showing you how to do things in a general way, but it'll be up to you to kind of formulate your website and have everything make sense on a personal basis according to how you want to lay out your website. This is just, doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense, but I am showing you the kind of techniques and ways to edit your site. Another thing we can do to a button is we can actually add an icon to it. This might be something you might want to do. Go into the icon library and then we can just find, something that we like. Maybe I'll get this angry face and I can insert that and it'll add that there. You could adjust the spacing here. You can put it after instead of before. So that's kind of a neat little thing you can do with your buttons as well. So that's pretty much looking the way I think, I want it to. Maybe we'll scroll down here And maybe in here I might want to add maybe a video. So I'll show you how to add in a video. Make sure you go to your little grid icon here, and here's the video. So we can actually click and drag one in here. So it'll say choose your video here. It's basically a placeholder link. So that we can say that this is from YouTube, Vimeo, Dailymotion. So there's a couple different ones, but YouTube is probably the best one to go to. You know, go on YouTube, say you have some images, some stuff in here that you like. So maybe I want to look up, like, you know, this is one of my favorite videos. So copy and paste this. Sorry. Just automatically played that ad, but I can copy and paste this YouTube URL, go back into Elementor, and just update this. Make sure you have it all selected. You can do a Command A while you're in the link text and then do a Command V. And that should update it to the video that you're wanting to bring in. You can loop your video. You can do an autoplay, so as soon as somebody gets on your site, it starts playing, which is actually kind of annoying. But if you want to do that, you can. You can show the player controls, or you can not show them, which I believe is like the play and whatever. Modest branding. So there's a couple of different, you can do privacy mode. So there's a couple of different options there for you underneath the kind of the content area of the video section. So that actually kind of embedded that video into our website. We can also change the background, you know, of this to match our video better. Like right now, go under style, we can change this to something maybe no longer a, you know, maybe we don't want that. Maybe we want a gradient. So we can actually, let's see, add in colors here. This will be like the second color. Maybe we can make it a little different. You can kind of mess with the location of which changes the blend on the gradient. And you can change the angle as well of your gradient. So you might want to mess with that. So that's going to look a little bit better that way. And just remember, if you ever feel like you mess something up, you can always do Command Z within here, and that'll work the same way it does in a lot of the Adobe products that we use it in, Command Z or Control C on a PC. Control Z, sorry. But you can also go into this history button here, and you can actually, you know, step back in time pretty easily. So this history section right here might come in handy for you if you make some mistakes and you want to go back. Okay, so right here we have this kind of embedded in our website, this video in this section here with the gradient background. But let's say I actually want the video to play in the background of the section, kind of like the images here, but just have it on mute. Kind of a neat effect. So we'll actually click here to edit this section. And instead of going to classic with the background image on it, we're actually going to go to the video section. So maybe I want to add in I don't know if I can find anything that I could probably just use my Nick Lowe video, honestly. But I was kind of thinking of adding in, well, we'll just use my Nick Lowe video that I had. So copy that link from YouTube. So find the thing that you want to play in the background and just replace that here. And that'll kind of play on mute in the background. Which is a pretty cool effect. You can change the start time if you want it to be 10 seconds in, which, you know, isn't a bad idea. End time, you can change that as well. Play once, or you can have it on loop. Do you want it to play on mobile? There's a couple different areas. So Having a background fallback is not a bad idea, just in case you're on an internet connection that doesn't work, that won't load the video for whatever reason. So, I mean, you could choose an image as a fallback. So let's say I actually want this as my fallback image. I can have that in there. So if this doesn't work for whatever reason, I can always just fall back to this. So we can actually change the background overlay as well still. We do have a color over the background. Maybe we want to change it. Maybe we want to make it even more, density. I have it on overlay. Maybe I want it on normal. So just some things to remember there that you can change. That's actually a pretty neat effect to have on your website. Maybe I want this to be a little bit taller, so I can adjust the height on this. If I'm in the layout section, maybe I want it 600 pixels high to kind of accommodate the video more. And then I can move it all the way up to the top by clicking and just hovering, dragging up. It's kind of hard to do with a trackpad. That's why I'm kind of clunkily doing this right now. I'm trying to get it all the way up to the top here, which is kind of hard. But maybe I want it all the way up to the top of the home page. Something like that. And then just push update to save those changes. And then if you want to view your site to see what it looks like now, we can click on preview changes. And if you're on my website, here we go. We did actually see that fallback image there at first, but it is good to have that fallback image in there due to the fact that, you just in case it won't play the video for you, you need that fallback image in there, which a lot of devices won't play the image in the background. So having an image to fall back on is a good idea. So that was basically kind of a quick tutorial on how to add a video to your webpage. So that'll conclude this video anyway.